You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. It's easy to compare your journey to others, to wonder why things aren't happening for you yet, to feel like life is moving forward for everyone but you. But there is no set timeline. There is no rule that says you should be at a certain place by a certain time. Your path is unfolding in its own way, at its own pace. Just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean things aren't coming together.
Candle making is interesting because you have to melt something down before it can take a new shape. And that's exactly how this season has felt for me. There are things I had to let go of even when I didn't want to, because they weren't meant for the next season of my life. And sometimes you have to release the old before you can step into the new. And Lot's wife couldn't fully move forward because she was still emotionally tied to what she left behind. And I get that. I've had moments where I wanted to go back, not because it was good for me, but because it was familiar. But when you hold on to what God is telling you to release, you end up stuck just like her. This candle is a reminder that light always follows surrender. Even in dark seasons, there's always something new being created. If I keep looking back, I won't be able to see what's in front of me, and I refuse to miss out on what God has next for me.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. You can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing.
Lately, I've been feeling like I'm in a transition. I know I'm growing, but I don't always see the full picture. There are moments where I felt I was tempted to go back to what was familiar, whether that's in relationships, my career, or even just old habits. But just like in candle making, I have to trust that the melting process is leading to something new.
Know what life is like trying, know what life is like to not be living in your peace and your comfort and your confidence. And I know what life is like to be living in your confidence. And you know what I mean? So it's like the time that it took me to get there on a more permanent basis, I flirted with it in my childhood and in my teens and in my 20s, but was never solidified in it. You know what I mean? It was always attaching it to something. Once you just enjoy life on a content level, it's a bonus.
Light represents guidance, and I've been leaning into that lately, trusting that God is still leading me even when I don't have all the answers. And Lot's wife looked back because she was afraid of what was ahead. But I don't want to be afraid anymore. I want to move forward in faith. And if you're in a season where you feel stripped down and unsure of what's next, just know that it's all part of the process. Don't look back. Don't get stuck in what's comfortable. Let God shape something new in you. And just like heat is necessary to make a candle, pressure and change are necessary for growth. And like I always say, growth takes time, so stay patient and keep pushing.